Welcome back, fellow Yu-Gi-Oh friends. We are here with the finalists of our winners bracket for now, which are Luke Parks and Davide Pennino. And we are ready for our guessing game.
Yeah,
again.
you can see the excitement in the players' faces.
They're ready to rumble,
Yeah, so
as we are.
We are having one of my favorite cards, one of the prettiest cards in the game, one of the most impactful cards in the game. I want you guys to guess the price of Ultimate Rare Dark Armed Dragon.
Exactly.
Dark Armed Dragon, secrets, the secrets?
No, Ultimate Rare.
Oh, the fusion?
No, Dark Armed Dragon, the effect monster with level 7, 2,800 attack points, 1,000 def.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
So just write down your guess.
Ultimate Rare.
Ultimate Rare, yeah. Both are kind of wondering. Let's see what happens here.
Also, your pen doesn't work anymore.
No, it's fine. I think I have a result from Luke.
You can just tell me.
Pen,
yeah, change the pen. That's just much easier.
Ah, okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You have a result as well?
Yeah, I have a result.
Okay, so I will just head to card market and put it in. Dark Armed Dragon from the Turbo Pack 6. Be ready, guys. Maybe we can get it on screen. And there it is. The price trend is actually €79.98.
Oh, I have one. I didn't know that. That is good. That is good news for me.
That is pretty good money, yeah. So if you have one laying around, you should probably sell it if you don't like it anymore.
So do you think Luke has got it?
I don't know what Davide has, but Luke went with €45.
Oh, so 100 euros wins.
Ooh, that's good. So Davide has won that task already. So Davide, you can decide. Do you want to ban a format first, or do you want Luke to ban first?
Let him ban first.
Okay, Luke, so what do you want to ban? Not an easy decision, I know. Don't rush it. But you know which 3 formats are available. So you can either choose to ban advanced.
I'm going to trust Norman and I'm going to ban standard.
Oh,
okay.
Standard.
All right.
So we will play GOAT format again.
All right.
Again, Davide with GOAT, back at it.
Davide actually playing a second game of GOAT for the day. Both times he could decide that he wants to play GOAT. And because he kept winning, he's allowed to choose again.
Yeah.
So I would say best of luck to both of you guys. And I would send you to your table.
Yes.
I'm going to need it.
And we hope to see some good GOAT action.
Davide, the underdog, going again with the GOAT deck. All right. So, go ahead.
Yeah, just go for now. Just give me the mic. As I said, best of luck to both of you, of course. And you better secure your spot in the grand final.
Yeah, we look so professional with these microphones, right?
Definitely. They're pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's amazing.
So,
Okay,
let's
so
get back to the middle.
This was amazing.
So, now
Okay,
we
our
set up
judges
again.
need their pens back.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was a bit too dumb to realize that.
You just give it to
There's
him, please.
another one.
Okay, now we're set. And yeah,
Okay.
we're playing GOAT again.
GOAT,
Davide
insane.
always choosing GOAT.
We will not see this spiral deck. I want to see it, but it's just either getting banned or, like, I mean, he wants to play GOAT as well, right?
I mean, it was in a hidden corner of this location. He was playing his spiral deck to beat Rafael Nevin in the first round.
he crushed
and
him.
he just destroyed him,
Yeah.
as they were telling us. And now he just keeps on playing GOAT. And
Yeah.
let's see.
It went well for him. If he opens pot race again, then
Let's
he
see
could
what Luke
definitely
actually.
win that.
I talked to Luke before, and Luke does not seem super confident with his GOATs game.
He said, I'm quoting him now, I've had 4 hours of experience of GOAT.
That's quite literally what he said, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite terrible for this.
Definitely.
So we can expect. I mean, he's a great Yu-Gi-Oh player, though. So
You can probably
he will
adapt
have
pretty fast.
He will have some basic understanding of the game, and that might help him in the end.
The chat actually is asking whether this is the final, but it's actually the final of the winners bracket. So to explain it again for you, the winner of this match will actually be in the grand final, and the loser of this match will play against the winner of the losers bracket, which is Joshua Oestes.
Yeah.
Which will be our next stream feature match. So the loser of this game plays against Joshua, and the winner of these two guys then will be in the grand final again.
Yeah.
So actually, even if Luke actually is losing this one right here, he could still go the other route over the losers bracket,
Right.
and then meet Davide in the final again,
Right.
or the other way around.
And
you
then
know?
try to ban GOAT.
Yeah, exactly. And then just play a different format that could suit him
then
better.
we might finally see the spiral, but he can also lose this game already.
Definitely, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested
I
to see
think Davide is favored.
yeah, definitely by the experience, and I don't know what Luke is playing. I mean, when you're not that confident with
Right.
your goat deck, what is the go-to choice then?
Yeah, I think standard goat is not the best choice because it's
Probably
definitely
not.
the hardest deck to play of the
Yeah,
format.
exactly. So it might be better for him to just choose burn as
Or skill drain.
Joshua did?
Or skill drain, ram your two big monsters in the opponent's.
yeah,
Face.
skill random could be pretty good too. That's right. But let's see. Luke really does not look thrilled about that. But I'm super thrilled to see some goat action again. I mean, the first goat match we saw today was just so intense and
that
just
is
going
true.
back and forth and just showed us the beauty of the goat format.
And it looked like Davide won the dice roll.
And
So
he's
it
starting
opens-
with grace again. It's starting.
Yeah, but
Davide had
did
really
he open
good hands.
snake? Did he open snake though?
That's a par shot.
So Parshat
and
gets
he's still
discarded.
thinking, so that's probably not a snake he will discard after.
Yeah, he stepped on snake.
That's actually some players argue that you
snakes
should,
don't come
that you should that you should keep the grace if you do not have the snake
Yeah.
yet. And I kind of get that point. And there's two back rows even.
This is
Not fearing the heavy storm.
I mean, Grace didn't give him any advantage right now, yeah.
And there's a pot of greed. So both players with some power cards right there. And
Yeah,
in
so-
fact, for Davide, the Graceful Charity only did a ±0, right? He did
Yeah,
not
that's
even.
true. And maybe he was going for it because he had a Moth Magician of Faith.
Just
yeah.
imagine Mobius hitting now. That would have
Yeah.
been so cool,
Yeah,
Mobius.
that would have been
But
insane.
Testalus is also pretty insane.
Oh, this is magical merchant. This hurts. And Tesla's,
Absolutely.
this is so good.
Testalus,
This
he's
is
just getting a lot of
so
card advantage right now.
Yeah. So
So he-
Davide should only have like 2 cards in hand right now, or 3.
Three cards, yeah.
I was too lazy to count. So
And he hits a breaker, which is a good hit too.
yeah, breakers.
That saves his back row potentially. And
Yeah.
also, Davide is already getting damage from the effect of Testalus.
Yeah,
because Testalus
400.
will burn you for that.
400.
It is 400 is 400, right?
Testalos
It's one step
not
closer to
shown
the win.
Any mercy today?
But because of Soul Exchange, it's Soul Exchange, he cannot attack this turn. So, ooh, again?
Ooh,
He has the Blackluster Soldier again, and that
going
could be
aggressive.
that's really aggressive. Like Davide is just putting his power cards onto the board, just smashing them to the table, and there's the Sakuretsu armor.
Sakuretsu armor.
And
And
that's
he
just
calls
a
him
goal.
again. He doesn't even send him to the graveyard. He doesn't care. Davide does not care about any Sakuretsu issue.
Wow, so
Armors.
that's 600 damage and 3000 damage. So Luke is already down quite a bit there.
The common BLS pounding right in
All right,
Luke's face.
It's common. I mean, we had the guessing game for Dark Arm Dragon and Ultimate Rare, and now we
Yeah.
just see that Black Luster Soldier and with the beginning and common. That's really hard.
Ain't that a shame?
So let's see, can Luke recover from that? That was pretty hard. And also that Black Luster Soldier, of course, is a really big threat for the upcoming turns. So it would be really good for Luke to deal with that. And he can just banish that
banishes
monster.
the Dekoichi, the battle enchanted,
The battle
battle
enchanted.
enchanted locomotive. Choo choo.
Yeah, and it's ultimate rare, so Luke maybe
Yeah.
caring about that a little more, even though he has not played a lot of goat before in his
Nope.
life.
He just likes bling bling cards.
Yeah,
And maybe
which is a
those
good thing.
aren't his.
Oh, and that's a good card. But
Mirror
the Mirror
Force.
Force will take care of the DD Varial Lady. Right now, it's just a basic trading game, as it's pretty well known from
Yeah.
Goat, just trading 1 for 1. Oh, and there's Spirit Reaper as well.
By the way, Davide wouldn't have been able to summon BLS if Testalos didn't discard the breaker.
Oh, you're right. Like a lot of fortunate events happening for Davide here.
So
He had a
is
lot of fortunate
there-
events happening for him against Joshua as well, and now it seems to continue.
Does he have goats?
Goats would be good here.
Yeah, and
Really good.
then join to a tribute monster so he can soul exchange the BLS. That would be good. I mean, he kind of needs goats. I mean, Mirror Force, nobody would complain. Mirror Force right now, right?
Definitely not. Oh, he's taking the damage. But maybe he
Yeah.
still has goats and he just want to secure that he has as many goats as he...
I don't think you want to take
Keep?
additional, like you want to lose.
You
against Ring of
definitely
Destruction.
activate it now. Because he cannot afford... Oh, he's a Book of Moon.
Okay. Okay.
And actually, that was one of the old rulings. Spirit Weaver would not
Yeah.
get destroyed when it will be booked.
Yeah.
Normally, when you target the Spirit Weaver...
Grace.
Ooh, Grace, he can get...
He has a decent chance to draw into a tribute summon monster.
Yeah.
And
But he still does not have a
preferably-
monster.
Hmm?
But he still needs a soul exchange for that.
Yeah,
Oh, and there's...
He has soul
Sudden
exchange in
Judgment.
hand, but
Oh, you
judgment.
saw it? Ah, okay.
Is that Scooperino or is that not Scooperino? That's a question.
Let's see what Luke can do here.
I mean, Davide is only at 3-8 now.
Yeah,
So
in
this-
modern days, we would think about cards like Hayate and,
Yeah.
and Baba now, but actually in GOAT format, it's kind of tough to deal that 3,800 damage through a board of Blackluster
Yeah.
Soldier and a set Spirit Weaver.
Ring of Destruction could be destruction. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Ring of Destruction could come in clutch, but
That's
it's
true.
apparently not. I mean, it couldn't come in clutch because it would result in a draw. Right?
So he's setting one to the back row, and
So
what is
Isbanis-
that? That's Tsukuyomi. Now he
Yeah.
puts his Blackluster Soldier into defense to play around the Mirror Force. Oh.
He
Didn't
kind
Davide
of
already
checked
declare attack?
already,
Yeah.
So yeah, I would not think that is okay.
But why did Luke actually not set his Soul Exchange? I mean,
Yeah,
he was kind of destined to lose his card in hand,
Maybe
From
he
the
was
Spirit Weaver.
missing
and now he's
the
packing things up.
expertise.
Yeah, it might be that he's just really not that well known to all the GOAT things going on, and
Yeah.
that's a really, really easy win for Davide.
I
in
mean,
the
this
first game.
VLS was clutch and there was no out
Yeah,
for it. Looked, he
absolutely.
didn't do anything wrong. Maybe he could have said that Soul Exchange, but that wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, just look at the side deck cards of Davide. He just saw it. Like, Yosha would be like, oh no, because we saw 3 Mobius, double Jinzo,
Yeah.
double Dust Tornado. He just had like all the answers to the burn deck. But of course, these are not that powerful against the deck Luke is playing. Because it seems like Luke really is playing like the normal GOAT variant with
Yeah.
some more Monarchs maybe.
Was Mask of Restrict legal?
I don't think so. At least I've not seen it being played in the GOAT format yet. But from the time of its release, it actually should be, right? I think it's like LOD or LOM, Mask of Restrict, somewhere around that.
I think so as well.
But nobody played it back in the day. But let's see. So game 1 went exactly as Davide planned it. Just, oh, he's siding in Trap Dust Shoot. Trap Dust Shoot also such a good card. But normally, you would not side in Trap Dust Shoot when you're going second, right?
Yeah, but it's great against Monarchs
Yeah, that's right.
because you can answer the Soul Exchange with Trap Dust Shoot
Oh yeah,
if he has enough cards.
Oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That's like one step ahead. And just in general, Trap Dust is such a strong card. When you were going first, it was so good. Like you already imagine nowadays, you just set up your board,
Yeah.
and then you activate Trap Dust in the draw phase of your opponent's turn. So you already know which are the cards in his hand, and you can even get rid of the best one of them.
Yeah, you
It's
get
like
rid of
really,
his
really
tenders.
strong. Yeah,
It's insane.
exactly. You can just plan your turn entirely because you know what to interrupt because you know the exact hand of your opponent.
I mean, the card was powerful back then, but
Definitely.
it would be completely insane nowadays.
yeah.
Like targeting a card from the hand and shuffling it back, that's way too much.
Imagine that in Altergeist, that would push Altergeist even further ahead.
Yeah, or it would completely destroy. Oh no, they don't have 4 cards in hand.
Not very often, though. But it's true, if they activate Multifaker and then Trap Dust Shoot comes down, it's pretty bad for an Altergeist player. But as you said, usually that won't happen
Yeah.
because they don't have 4 cards in hand.
I was gonna say, if you reveal Altergeist, Multifaker, and have 4 cards in hand, then that's your own fault.
Definitely.
Not playing around Trap Dust Shoot is going to be punished eventually.
Yeah.
So Davide leading 1-0.
And he's smiling over it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he knows he has the upper hand. He's experienced in GOAT. This is maybe the biggest advantage that he had coming into this tournament. Well, nobody was expecting him to come that far.
Definitely not, yeah. And he flew in from Italy, and he will try to win the title for Lexus Card
Yeah,
Gaming.
sure.
No, not, how's it? Not
Nexus Card.
Nexus,
yeah.
Nexus Card Gaming.
NCG.
exactly. Yeah, and I mean, they won the event in Bologna, and so they're going back-to-back for CSL events. Would be pretty sick. So that looks like it's Duo. And Duo discards the Parshot. Let's see what Davide gets rid of.
A Parshot is never a bad discard, to be honest, because you can always reborn it. So
Ooh,
the-
he discards the Solemn Judgment.
yeah, the Ghost Rare Judgment.
Yeah. That looks pretty cool, to be honest. And then that's such a standard opening for
The T.
GOAT days, right?
Yeah.
Just the T. Just set one back row, set one face down monster, and now Davide has hits.
So
Really-
the Delinquent Duo gets countered by Delinquent Duo.
And what is he hitting? He hits Soul Exchange. And now Luke has to decide what he wants to get rid of too. But that's pretty interesting that both players have already lost like quite a few resources now, so they're down to quite some resources. But Davide is making sure to get some resources back as he's activating the Pot of Greed right there. Exiled Force will get rid of the monster.
Also a good
and
boarded
that's
card.
the Gravekeeper Spy.
Takes away the Spy. That is huge. Spy is such a... Like, Spy is nearly impossible to get over for usual goat.
Yeah, it's true. And Luke just passes playback. And Zangan also really good. Punching in for 1,000.
Yeah.
And Davide already in card advantage. So let's see. Can Luke recover from there? Oh, he has his own Pot of Greed now. Go ahead, draw 2 cards.
This is a mirror match.
But like literally a mirror match is just mirroring their plays exactly. Yeah.
Do greed. Now just don't exile force the Sangan. That would be terrible.
Yeah, would be really be. Now he's attacking the Sangan, and there's Dekoichi. The Dekoichi does not die because it has 1,000 defense points as well. And on top of that, Luke gets the draw. Davide decided to set a second back row card. Now would be a good time for Luke to actually flip up the Heavy Storm.
Yeah,
it was like such a cool play to set
from the bottom
a back row, which is Heavy Storm. So your opponent feels confident that he can set another back row, and then you just flip it up, and it's Heavy Storm, and it's a +1.
Started from the bottom, now he's here.
Yeah. Really. Like, that was a pretty popular play back in the day, because people were really afraid to set back row because they were scared of Heavy Storm, which is like such a cool thing that one card can impact a game so much, because it's just one card out of 40 in that deck, but still the whole playing style in the game changes because it is relevant and it is in the pool, so you don't set a lot of back rows there. Nowadays, with Altergeist, you just set 4 and you hope your opponent does not have evenly matched, hopefully, and then you are mostly good.
Yeah, I mean, you have your side deck to work against it, and like Heavy Storm isn't even that good against ulti decks.
Yeah, oh, there comes Called for the Parshad.
Called by Parshad.
That was called by Parshad, yeah. So there's Sakuretsu Amo taking care of the Parshad.
So this time it's the other way around. The Sakuretsu summoned monster does not get the called summon. Okay, the called summoned monster gets Sakuretsu armored, not the Sakuretsu armored monster gets called back and attacks then for 1 damage.
Yeah. So now a second back row coming down for Davide. And there's the Nobleman of Crossout hitting the snake. That's good. That's good.
That's huge. Like this.
When it looks like this game could become grindy, and having a snake in a grindy game can be very important, because you can always discard something, and there is Tastalos coming down now, making sure to get even more card advantage if it resolves, and it does resolve.
I mean, it won't get striked, right? So Davide probably
not.
Probably, yeah, Magician of Faith hurts.
And there's Sakuretsu Armor, just trading back and forth. Both pretty low on resources now. But I mean, just imagine the snake still being in hand and being discarded by Tastalos. It would have been
Davide
so good for him.
wanted to set the snake so the Moth doesn't get Nobleman, but then eventually the Moth got discarded and the snake got banished by the Nobleman, which was
much better for Luke,
Yeah.
I mean, still nobling the Magician of Fate would have been bad too, because the other ones would have been banished as well.
But I mean, Snake as a card that gets discarded every time when Tastalos hits the field, that would have been good.
Yeah.
For Davide.
So another back row. Seems like Davide is drawing a lot of his back row cards right now. They're just trading back and forth. And Luke has Spirit Reaper now. That could be another potential +1 coming in. And there comes a Mirror Force. Just trading.
No hesitation right there. It's just flip it over.
Yeah. Let's just have a fun game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
just playing our cards.
You have activated my trap.
Oh, and there's the Blackluster Soldier.
this
Envoy of the beginning again.
This guy is kind of common in this Davide matches, right?
And there is the Mirror Force. As I said, it's a trade back and forth and back and forth. And there's Trap Dust Shoot. Luke has accumulated 4 cards in hand, so the Trap Dust
now choose a card.
What is that? We see Sangan, Dekoichi. Oh, that's a good hand for Luke.
Yeah.
He can act. Actually, you have to.
Do you shuffle the Sangan back because you can search Snake to use his? Okay, apparently you don't. I mean, I get why you get rid of the Moth.
Yeah, because Luke has the Pot of Greed engraved, so he could access it then with the Moth. Oh, that was a Magical Merchant, I think. He just set it straight to the field.
If he draws Zarborg, this will hurt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the old Monarchs are so cool, right?
I love
No-
Monarchs.
No, nowadays, the modern Monarchs are being played. Like, how's the big guy? Ether and stuff. Erebus.
Do you know what my favorite Monarch is?
Tell me.
Ultimate
wanna
Rare
know.
Kaios.
Oh, yeah. He looks nearly as good as the Ultimate Red Dark Armed Dragon, for real.
Yeah, that's true.
Both very, very beautiful cards. I can totally understand that you love that card.
Yeah, I love my babies.
But also, Ultimate Rare Razor is pretty sick too, I have to say.
Chaos Sorcerer or BLS? BLS it is.
Oh, yeah. And it's the bottomless Strapple.
Is
But
that-
in GOAT format, we have the priority rule, so
Yeah.
that means Luke was able to activate the effect of his Blackluster Soldier on the summon and get rid of that magical merchant.
I find it interesting that he discarded Zaborg because he could just tribute Sangan. And
Oh, that's the Noble instantly coming down for the Morph, and
Yeah.
that will take care of the other Morphs, but he will
mean,
have to banish his
yeah.
own Morph as well.
taking out your own Magician of Faith means that you have less of a chance to recover because you could add back to Pot of Greed.
Yeah. I think Davide is down to 0 cards in hand, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Luke in a super good position because he not only has 3 cards now,
At
he
this
also
point
has
you
Sun
could-
Gun on board,
yeah,
which is able to search something
You
out.
could
right?
normal summon Dekoichi and Dips,
I mean, I guess you
I
just
mean,
take an
you-
extra
you
turn and
won't.
set it for now.
but you could.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just set it and have an extra draw next turn. Davide drawn into a monster he can set to defend himself. There's
Dekoichi
Dekoichi.
is so cool.
I guess Luke right now is kind of enjoying
Yeah.
GOAT format because he sees.
I
yeah,
should play this more often.
Yeah, maybe I should play this. Yeah.
And Dav-
All my friends are playing it. Why am I not playing it? I mean, I have to play it in a tournament where it matters a lot. So I
Look-
should maybe play it a little more.
Look at how crushed Davide looks.
Yeah,
He was really confident about this game. Like,
absolutely. Like after game 1, he just smiled all
Yeah.
over the place, and now
it was like, yeah, my opponent isn't experienced. That was a good game.
oh, there's Premajor Brewery as well. That should be KO. He goes for Testalos.
Yeah, he can't summon BLS, right? Because it's bottomless.
Yeah, it's banished, right?
Yeah.
And so Testalos is the monster with the highest attack he has in his graveyard.
So now you have to decide on what you are going to attack with. So do you attack with Testalos and miss out on some damage?
He's
To
at
be-
3-4. I think you can risk attacking
No.
with the Dekoichi and then just killing Davide
he's
straight
at
up.
3/4. Yeah, I did not see that even.
Yeah, that will work. Yeah,
Yeah, that is
shuffling
game.
up.
That is
Okay,
game.
nice. Even though Luke
Game
isn't
3, yeah.
as experienced with the GOAT format, he still was able to outgrind Davide
Yeah,
here.
he put up a good fight.
Absolutely, yeah. And he really showed us what a competent Yu-Gi-Oh player can do in a few minutes
Yes.
and to just adapt to a deck he's not even that used to. I mean, these are maybe not even his cards, like, you know, because when he's not playing a lot
Yeah.
of GOAT, he might have just landed his cards and be like, just give me your GOAT deck because I have to
probably.
play it, yeah. And still he's able to figure out all the tricks. I mean, just these basic 1-for-1 trades, as we said, they are very important. Just attack Sakuretsu Armor, attack Mirror Force.
Yeah,
we
you-
saw it a lot. Or like summon Bottomless Trap Hole and all that. It's like very, very common.
You have to wait for like the perfect moment to play your cards. Like you can't always just overextend like you do with combo decks nowadays.
Yeah. And also like a card like Graceful Charity, such a powerful card, but you still are holding it back from time to
Yeah.
time, as we saw Luke doing, because you want to have the perfect timing for it, perfectly discarding at least a snake or a Night Assailant to recycle the flip monster from your graveyard.
And when he had it, when he activated it, it was a big tempo swing.
Yeah, exactly. So you really have to think about it. But when you are actually keeping the cards in hand, you are kind of on the risk of getting Delinquent Duo, of course. And I mean, that would hurt if you get Delinquent Duo on your Graceful Charity. That would be really, really sad. But
But I mean, Delinquent Duo was out, and
exactly, he did not hit it.
if your opponent has a Magician of Faith, you have at least one turn.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. So both nervously shuffling up their decks for the final game here.
Yes.
The cool thing for both of them is they are not out of the tournament if they lose this game, because so far they are
Yeah.
undefeated, meaning they could still find their way into the grand final by the way of beating
Yeah.
the losers bracket winner, which is Joshua Ostis, who is already sitting in the background, probably watching this game, like getting as much information as he can. Maybe he has to play against Davide again, playing goats. That would be pretty funny to see both these guys battling it out in GOAT again.
That's true.
And I mean, if Davide is coming to the stage and just guessing the card price, he's pretty favored to win because he's won all of his guesses. And then we've seen the players just ban a format, and then Davide said, yeah, we're playing GOAT. So maybe Joshua would actually have to ban GOAT to not play GOAT against Davide.
That is actually true. That is something I would consider. I mean, he's playing, but his matchup in Standard is terrible.
Yeah, it should be.
He has to ban Standard.
Might be the case. So
and also, he did fine in GOAT. He lost to 1, but Davide
look at Luke just rolling so many sixes. Oh, finally a card. He can discard, and he hits the snake. He hits the snake
and Parshath.
That's really not good. And Breaker comes down, and it could generate a basic +1 again. And that would be a bad timing for Davide to actually have Sakuretsu Armor or Solemn Judgment. Okay. And there is the Spirit Reaper, so it will stay on field.
If Luke doesn't set anything and Davide has like a premature burial, then he can plus a lot. Like using Parshath and Spirit Reaper effect in one turn.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, there is a premature burial.
Oh.
As you said, that's so much advantage.
They call me the Mentalist, by the way.
Oh yeah, I will call you like that from now on.
That's cool. I never had a cool nickname.
The Mentalist. And Davide really doing mental things here, drawing a card of the effect of the Parshath.
That is
and
a
also discarding a card.
Yeah,
from
he's
Luke.
plus.
Let's just keep rolling
right
sixes, by the way. And he discards them off. Wow. We see in the hand of Luke, I think it was DD Varial Ladies, there's a Mirror Force.
Set one pass. Set one pass. You don't even play a monster at that point.
Okay, let's see whether the Mentalist is getting that right. But that to me looks like a set monster, to be honest.
I mean, okay, I would also set a monster because he will play around Mirror Force.
He did play around Mirror Force in the match against Joshua. Oh, there is the Mystical Space Typhoon coming down as well.
Guy.
And as we know Davide by now, he is just smashing his cards on the table. Every power card he has available to him. And now Spirit Reaper will ditch another card, and Parshath lets him draw another one.
This is just perfect for Davide. Wow.
What a setup right there. He just had it all. Mystical Space Typhoon and Nobleman of Crossout. Just hitting the board. This is really an accumulation of power cards at the moment.
The viewers in front of their PCs must think this is virtual insanity.
Definitely.
Talking
I mean,
about music.
even the Mentalist couldn't have seen that coming, that there's coming MST Noble Knight, right?
Yeah.
Noble Man.
Oh,
Noble Knight. you couldn't see Noble Knights coming in it.
Shoutouts to Aaron Ray, but Noble Man.
Oh, wow. He's just straight up putting it into the graveyard.
He just doesn't care about anything. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to
just
draw
attack
cards.
again. Oh, that's... Yeah, he's just...
And Luke scoops it up. Okay. Wow, Davide is in the grand finals of the CSL Invitational. Who would have thought that?
Our Italian powerhouse, it seems like. Wow.
Insane. I was talking about it in the beginning. Nexus Card Gaming, it is
big
uprising.
Thing to watch out,
and yeah, apparently they are more than decent. They won Bologna. They might win the Invitational.
They at least only have to win one more game for that.
That's right.
Davide has secured his spot into the grand big final. As many extraordinary words you want to find for it.
Yeah.
This superb final, and
like, look at this player roster that we have for this tournament.
Absolutely. And Davide now is the first one to secure a spot in the final. But it's not over for Luke yet. Luke still has a chance to get into that final as well.
Luke can play his teammate, Joshua Osters. And yeah, we don't want to bore you with any more talking, I think. So
we will be straight back for the next match, I guess, which will then be Luke versus his teammate Joshua. And I'm already hyped to see what format they're going to play and how it's going to play out.
Yes,
really.
Indeed.
So much hype for this. See you in a bit after break. Bye, guys.